What's new, my Mystic crew? So unfortunately I didn't make it to locals this week. Unfortunately life got in the way, and that happens from time to time. But instead, here is the deck profile of the deck I built to take to locals this week. I hope you enjoyed. I have since tweaked it a little bit since, so this is already updated a little bit, but we are getting more and more to that solid list, which I'm really happy and comfortable with. But I really hope you enjoy this deck profile. Yeah, Evie says that. But we will be back at locals next week, and I really hope to see you there. Alright, so catch you guys later and enjoy the deck profile. Okay, so here we are with the deck list portion. First of all, we'll go over the main deck as always, but before we do, can we just appreciate how nice my boy looks on the game mat? Obviously I didn't win this, I did order it, because I absolutely love Nightmare Magician. He is in my top 3 favourite Yu-Gi-Oh cards of all times, and we are running the Illusionist deck, so I felt like I needed it. Plus, anyone who knows me, purple and pink are my colours, and I love the Galaxy effect, and this has all of that going on. Also, new deck box thanks to the people over at Geek Retreat Kettering. We have a nice lovely purple OTS deck box there. But in with the deck list, so I believe this is a 43 card build. Starting off pretty standard with our 3 Chimera Fusions, our 3 Cornfield Cotals, which are now the upgraded super rares from the OTS packs, 3 Mirror Sword Knights, our 3 Gazelles, our 2 Big Wing Berthmuts, and our 1 Master Tau. So I think it's pretty universal to say that this is the correct numbers and portions for this. However, I do run 2 additional illusion monsters. So I run the Emissary of the House of Wax. Another person at my locals also plays this deck as well, and they are much better duelists than I am. And they don't run this one. They said it's very, very close to being playable. However, for me, I like my janky stuff. I like my little one-offs that could potentially do something. However, if I did need to trim this list down, that most probably be one of the first cards on the chopping block. I love him. He basically can't be destroyed by battle, nor can he destroy things by battle like all illusion monsters. But he also has the additional effect of, at the end of my opponent's battle phase, I can activate his effect, which basically shuts all of his monsters down. They can't change battle position, their effects can't be activated, and they cannot be used as material for Synchro, Xyz, Fusion, Links, you name it, until the start of your opponent's next battle phase. Which means they would either have to, on their next turn, normal summon or special summon and combo off with any additional cards they have, not the cards that's already on the field, or already move straight to their battle phase and try and clear off whatever you've got, as well as giving you your main phase of only worrying what hand traps they've got, because anything on the field is negated, and I just feel like that's a very strong effect. I also run Nightmare Magician. Like I said, he is one of my favourite cards, so even if people scientifically prove that this guy is absolutely shit and pointless, I am always going to run him. I do not care. He will always have a spot in my deck at 1. I absolutely love this card. He puts so much pressure on board that I honestly believe it is worth running. A lot of people say it's not, but to me it is worth running. He has 3 effects. The first one, of course, being the illusion effect. Can't be destroyed by battle, can't destroy things by battle. However, now these are the 2 effects that I feel add so much pressure to your opponent that they need to play around, even if it's just a case of they've got to use a negate on him, is when he attacks or is attacked, you just take control of the monster at the end of the battle step. So sure, you'll lose whatever life points, but then you just yoink their monster, and it's not until the end of the turn. It's your monster. You just take it. And if they attack anything else while he's on the field, you can pop a random card. So, and it's non-target and popping. And the best thing is, neither of those effects are once per turn. So even if your opponent thinks it's a once per turn effect because they haven't read the card properly, swinging something, so you pop whatever, thinking that now they're free to do so. No, it's not. Neither of them are once per turn effects, and you can activate both effects on the same turn. So if they swing at your Nightmare Magician and then something else, boom, you still got it. Carrying on with the deck profile, we now only have one Albaz. I've trimmed this down to one. Now, we still run the 3 branded fusion, but I'm only on one Albaz. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about this. That might go back up to 2, but for now, I'm happy to try them on 1, and you'll see the changes in the extra deck in a moment. In regards to our board breakers, we've dropped Fenrir altogether at the moment, and we only have our 3 Super Polys. Super Poly is so strong in this format, if your deck can play it, you should play it. In regards to the defensive lineup, we have 1 Call Bite and 2 Cross Out. Now, I've dropped this from 3 down to 2, mainly for space, and then I did think of just dropping the Call Bite and running 3 Cross Out. However, Call Bite has more, I can't think of the right words, but basically it can do more for you during your turn than what Cross Out can. Really not sure about just 2 Cross Outs. I don't know if that's worth up into 3 if I can make the space, or if it's just worth dropping altogether, but that's why we do these changes each week, to see what works and what don't. Our hand trap lineup is our 3 Ash, our 3 Droll, 1 Effect Veiler, and 2 Imperm. Now, a lot of people are running 3 Effect Veiler. I don't know what it is. I used to be a massive advocate for Effect Veiler, but recently, something's not connecting in my brain properly. I am not seeing the worth of Effect Veiler. He is in there for a cross-out target, and that is it. And I've cut an Imperm for it. I'll be honest, I'm not happy with the hand trap lineup. I wish I was playing more, which is what, again, is making me think maybe I need to cut the cross-outs. But then alternatively, it's this package that I've made space for, and we all know how I feel about this package. And that is the Edge Imp. So we've got our 2 Fight Fur, our 2 Edge Imp, and our 2 Poly. Now, I want Poly in the deck. Making Chimera untargetable and having that additional way of fusing rather than just relying on Chimera fusion, what you have to use either a Beast or a Fiend for, it does get a bit tricky. I'm trying out the whole package, but in all honesty, I'm really tempted just to drop these 5 and just run 2 random Polys in the deck, and therefore, yeah, you're relying on hard drawing them, there's no way of searching them, but honestly, like, who cares? But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Like I said, I'm going to give this build a try. I think that was a 43 card build. Into the extra deck, we're still on our 2 Chimeras. We're still on our 2 Baphomets. A lot of people are running this at 1, but I still feel it's right at 2. We're still on our 1 OTK, and we're on our 1 Guardian Chimera. So that's the Chimera lineup. Then our branded lineup is dropped down to just 2 cards. Now, this would be dropped if I had another card to drop it for, maybe a second ribbon, I don't know. But the idea there is, I was doing some test hands and I was finding, like, I had Gazelle and, say, the fusion spell in my hand, but not Baphomet. I normal summon Gazelle, add Baphomet, fuse them off, use this Gazelle to grab Couldnt, Couldnt discard to add Mirror Sword Knight, but then I'd either have to use the Chimera fusion to then fuse off into the Baphomet fusion and get the Mirror Sword Knight into rotation that way. But another way I found as well was through branded fusion. So if I use branded fusion, because this is Albaz and a light monster, which Mirror Sword Knight is, send them both off for that. Bearing in mind, at this point, you should already have a Gazelle in grave. I could then use Albion's effect to banish the Albaz and the Gazelle to go into Room. So then that's 2 bodies on the field for the price of 1. But also then Albion's just a body on field for your Guardian Chimera. That was kind of the thought process behind it. We'll see how well that works out. Then we have the 1 Magnum, the Reliever. Like I said, whenever I play the Edge Imp package, I make this guy so much more. And when I don't run the Edge Imp package, he never comes out. So who knows? Maybe it will come out today. Now, in regards to our Super Poly targets, this has gone up. So we have Mud Dragon, we have Garura, which is pretty standard. We have the Predapant Dragon Stepalia, which again, I think a lot of people are still on. But because I dropped Mirror Jade and I dropped Lubellion, I needed some other Super Poly targets. So I've got the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, which is just 2 Dark Monsters. I don't know how relevant that would be. And I've put this guy back in. Again, I don't know how relevant these two will be, but I just needed something to fill those spots. Because honestly, I've got nothing else. And then 1 Typhoon just to, in case we get hand trapped to death and we're just left with a single body on board. Into the side, we have the Invader of Darkness to shut down Runic and the mirror matches, because my opponent ended up resolving Chimera Fusion with that on the field. End of Anubis to shut down those graveyard effects. And then we have the Barrier Statue of the Abyss, which is the new one in the side, just to try and shut down those Fire King decks a little bit more. Next up, we have our 3 Nibiru and our 3 evenly matched as our board wipes. Then for the back row hate, of course, we have the 3 Cosmic and the 1 Harpies. And then these are more cross-out targets, but then also if we come across, say, Trap Tricks, Centurion, anything along those lines, just the D-barriers. I've cut this down to 2 because I wanted to make space for Harpies, so that's what took the hit. That's what we're running with today. Like I said, I don't know how confident I'm feeling about this build. It's definitely something. Like I said, I just really don't know. But we'll see what happens and we'll go from there. That's why we make these, and hopefully we can finally settle on the build we're happy with until the new support comes out. But I will catch you guys at locals.